Greetings, fellow traders. Bubblehead here at True Bubblehead on Twitter, and today we're going to talk about understanding the bump and run in less than 3 minutes. So sometimes you might see me tweeting out a chart, or if you go on the live streams, you might hear me talking about the bump and run. And a lot of times this happens when we see something in an uptrend and then we see a big spike on it. So wow, it's like looks really super duper bullish, but we have to be careful because it's a potential bump and run. Okay, so before we get going, just remember everything we're going to talk about today is for education purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. I recommend pausing the video and going through that before we go forward. Okay, so the bump and run reversal top is basically where it's going up. Like I said, everything's traveling up about 30 degrees here, really nice and all that stuff. Then we get a big pop and it's like, oh wow, this is super bullish. Well, what it does is it kind of forces a new trend line up there, right? And then that is usually a slope of over 45 degrees, sometimes up to 60. And sometimes it can be parabolic, but either way, that is the bump, right? So the first breakdown of that bump trend line is that first phase short, right? And then when we get to the original trend line, if it doesn't hold there, then we could get a run. So that's why I talk about, hey, we could be starting a bump and run right here, or hey, this is running, right? That type of situation. Okay, so we use the trendline methods both on the bump and the run. Sometimes they're pretty tight, and we can look at shorter time frames for entries, but even through the run, it can give us confirmation. So that is one thing to look at there. The inverse of it, right, is the bump and run reversal bottom. That's where you have a downtrending trend line, right? So it's about negative 30 degrees slope, right? Then we get a big pop down somewhere between minus 45 to minus 60 degrees, sometimes bigger, right? And then that's your bump down, right? Then we have the run reversal. So right, we can get a little run up to the original trend line, and then finally when it gets over that could be another big move. So very, very good stuff here. Okay, let's take a look at NVIDIA. It does like to do bumps and runs. So its original move up here was this trend line right here. So you can even see when I do the trend line, right, that's about 30 degrees. And then we had the bump right here, right? And you can see that trend line there is about over 45 degrees, about 49 degrees. So that's pretty much your bump right there. Okay, and then it gives a big push up, right? You could even do another one right here. But anyway, this is your first breakdown below the first trend line, right? We have confirmation here with increased volume. Then we would look to short, right? So now it held this trend line right here. Okay. Held that briefly, and then once it broke down, one more confirmation bar below that minor pivot, and then it was a big move down after that. If we move a little bit forward on NVIDIA, we can see another bump and run forming right here, right? We've got about 30 degrees here on this trend line, and then we had a bump down here, right? Quick move down, okay, right there. So there's your bump, and then confirmation here. Close above it on volume, and then it went all the way up there. So very, very good strategy. I hope you guys find this helpful. If you like learning about technical analysis, definitely subscribe on our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter because we do great stuff. And look forward to seeing you on the live streams.